Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. I'm just putting lipstick on. So grab yourself some coffee or tea. We're gonna have a little bit of a conversation right now because there's a lot going on in the air, especially with this Cancer season. It's very, very heavy. I don't know if you'll be feeling that way. Sorry about I'm just gonna go submerge in the water after this and have a little walk because that's why I haven't been here on Writers yet, because it has been very chaotic, but also, sorry, there's a garbage truck. See, it's a sign for me, like, throw the pass and the garbage. It's been very deep healing, very deep. But also at the same time, it's like I've been feeling this weight, like I've been carrying this weight of everything, like the world, family, friends, and people and stuff. Like I haven't really okay, like what do I need? What do exactly, instead of being giving and being there for everybody and work and children and everything, like what is it that I actually need? And literally this Cancer season and this period has literally like woken me up in many ways. And yeah, I just want to let you know that things are changing within internally, and I feel like also that something is going to be showing up as well as externally, right? So that's something that I'm like working on being compassionate about, and not carrying all this weight exactly. And also that too is like healing is not this easy process. This like, oh, it's beautiful, like you see me here like okay like this, but it literally took me like a whole week to get to this mindset, to this state, because it's been like very heavy reflections and going in, and also like you have to tackle reality and things like that, like work and I have kids, and also like finances, and also like okay, so I'm building something different, keeping up with clients and stuff like that. So it's not a easy journey, but it's not supposed to be. And that's something that I wanted to let you know. If you're going through a heavy dark period right now and you're feeling this heavy Cancer season, understand you're not alone, okay? This is very heavy. At the same time, if you're an activist and you haven't been able to like be there, but you've been there from the backgrounds, right? Like that's another thing where I'm like literally have to like unlearn this. I don't know what it is, who put it there. If I put it there, it needs to like heal and like let it go. But I feel this huge weight and pressure when I do things for other communities and other people outside of social media, when people cannot see. So, and that's something that I do as a personal, for me, and because I want to be there for those people, right? Even when I don't have anything, I'm there. But then I feel like crap when I've given, and then I feel empty inside, that I'm not able to post, or I'm not able to show for that community that I'm helping behind the scenes. Especially when, let's say, you're writing emails to politicians, you're writing, you're sending voice or whatever, you're doing something behind the scenes that people cannot see. And that also is, it's like a learning experience as well, to be okay with no validation. Like you don't need to feel validated, but it feels like I have to feel validated in order for me to continue. Like I don't feel this way, which is very strange. And I know that's another thing where I discussed with my therapist. Yes, I really heavily recommend, if you're not able to go through this dark period by yourself, get some therapy. I know there's a lot of people like, oh, it's not affordable. Well, let me tell you something. There's called this app, BetterHelp, okay? They have different options of therapy, and it's unlimited. You have unlimited text, you have unlimited video, you can reach them anytime with a crisis or something. And literally they have, I know that the per hour is like $80 to $60 for a regular consultation, right? Or it could be more, 120. I've seen all the ones that regular, like you can go regularly. It's expensive for just 1 hour. But this app, you literally they give you options. You have 1 week that you can have unlimited therapy for $85. I don't know, I mean, this is for Canadians. I don't know if the US is different or any other country, but BetterHelp, it's called BetterHelp app, okay? Go get it. If you're struggling mentally and you need help and you don't need to tell anybody, it's personal, and it's great because everything is confidential, everything is private. So yeah, that's what I've been trying 1 week, $85, and see where it goes, where and that too is like, remember that investing in yourself, investing in your mental health, it's important. It's actually priority. So that way that you can show up and be there for yourself and for other people, especially if you're a parent and you're going through some difficult things right now and you're trying to be there for your kid and stuff like that, but you're mentally not really well, like, there's something, it's not, I definitely recommend going to therapy. Also, I recommend also Reiki, doing Reiki sessions, reach a shaman, healers. I'm a healer. I'm a crystal healer. So I don't do Reiki yet. I would love to do a course in it, especially, or coaching or something like that. But absolutely crystal healing, that's what I do. But I recommend before doing crystal healing to do any sort of like therapy, cleansing and stuff like that, because crystals are very specific and target to specific parts of pain or struggles that you're trying to kind of release, right? So I really recommend going through therapy or having a Reiki session before doing crystal healing. That's for sure. Okay. Anyways, get off topic. But that's the thing. That's what I wanted to embrace here, that it's okay to have mental breaks, have self-care, self-love while you're navigating through all of this, like life and change and shifts and all these things. Also that too, it's like dealing with censorship. Like I'm trying to not let it get to me, but it is, especially when I see my friends and other accounts and other BIPOC communities being like completely targeted and censored, and their accounts being removed many times. The thing is, what we need to ask ourselves is, why are they censoring? Okay? Because there's so much, like, that's another thing I was like, okay, so if you're able to censor vaccines, you're able to censor people talking about spirituality and telling the truth and talking about the truth. And then I go on Instagram and any of those things, and I never done this. I'm never like, ew. But just do it. Go write sex trafficking, child pornography. There's so many, there's so many. You can just go on. All the toxic and disgusting thing, rape, literally, children getting raped on YouTube. Yes, all these things that you think like, oh my God, it's unimaginable. They will never leave that stuff there. The thing is, they do, and they make money off of it. So, and then they censor what the actual truth and things that, and especially women and stuff like that. Like, it's really fucked up. So this is another thing where we need to be conscious and aware. Like, we cannot longer afford not do the shadow work and not do the inner work and not work on ourselves and heal ourselves so that we can recharge and do what it needs to be done. Because change doesn't happen just like that. And also that too is like, it takes a very heavy toll on everyone, especially those who are going through the ego death and dark of the soul and awakening right now. It's not that easy, simple, heavy. It's very heavy. So that's what I wanted to say here to any writers or creatives, that if you're going through some struggles and stuff like that, let's have some tea. Have some tea or coffee. I'm having coffee right now because I'm having also trouble sleeping. Are you having trouble sleeping? Let me know in the comments, because it's okay. Insomnia is part of this thing. It's part of, like, and that too, like, working on it, like trying to find ways that you don't have insomnia is anyways, I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. I wanted to also talk about, let's talk about what's going on with Cuba. I'm gonna leave some videos and stuff soon that I need you guys to share. Okay, so I'm gonna put some videos, some content and stuff that I need you guys to share. This needs to be known. People need to hear the Cubans' perspective and their voices first, before you hear the news, before you hear the media. This is all distraction for you not to see how fucked up what's happening in Cuba and Haiti as well. Everywhere in the world, in North America right now, everybody who's going against the status quo, who are not okay with all this crap that is happening right now. Did you know, I don't know if you know, but there's people still getting COVID-19 even though they get the vaccine. And then those people who talk about it, their videos gets removed. So if I put this video and it gets removed, I'm gonna try to see if I can put it on YouTube as well. But it's the truth, and they're censoring that at all because you just can't trust people like that. Narcissistic abusers, toxic and oppressive, systemic oppressive systems. It doesn't work that way. We need to be realistic and focused. That's why having, working on your consciousness, working on your spirituality, which is something that I need to remind all of you. I created a podcast last night too about it, but I'm going to repeat a little bit about it, is that, spirituality is what connects. Spirituality, we are all spiritual. Spirituality is not this like religion or like, everyone's like, oh, it's a religion. It's like a Buddhist or whatever. No. All religion have one main source. It's for us to get back to source, which is our spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings living a human experience. Okay? So spirituality is what connects you back to you, to your purpose, to your mission, to what you're here for. Right? And yes, you have to deal with the reality, with the linear economy, with all these injustices and all this fucked up shit. Like, it's part of the experience. But the thing is that your gift, your mission, your purpose in this planet, you chose to be here so that you can also deal with what you already know. We've been dealing this for many thousands of years. Actually, 500. White supremacy and oppressive systemic oppression has been, So we've been here many lives, right? All, and that's something that we have to think about. It's like, okay, I'm here for a purpose. Like, what is my purpose so that I can help the collective, so I can help heal this and help also shift, because the shifting to circular economy, sustainability, which, by the way, sustainability is in our DNA. We don't need to be taught, but we will be taught, of course, hopefully, environmental and stuff like that. I'm creating courses for that. But you need to understand that sustainability is within you, DNA, okay? Your lineage knows exactly how to maintain and work with Earth and do what it needs to be done. Sustainability is also spiritual practice. Being conscious of what you buy, being conscious of what you do, or being conscious of how you give or what you're there for other people, being conscious, okay, so how can I help this community of indigenous community? How can I help this Black African communities? How can, give to others and also give to myself? Like, this is balance, it's sustainability, right? And then that too, the conscious of shifting to a more sustainable and better, not support companies that you already know that they're not, helping the planet, right? And, or, it's just shifting. And yes, it's a lot of work because you have to do the research and you have to but at the end of the day, once that work is done and you have a plan of, okay, how am I consuming? How am I saving this? How can I plant some trees? How can I help with this? How can I help shift to circular economy within myself so that I can help others externally? That's really it. But at the end of the day, everybody is a choice. Everybody does what needs to be done. And I'm just here guiding you to let you know that there is possibilities. Climate change impacts are not going to change unless we start healing and changing ourselves. But it's not something that we need to blame ourselves. The thing is that what I'm trying to say, my lovely people, is that in order to hold others accountable, you have to hold yourself accountable too. In order to hold these fossil fuels and all these assholes and the government and all these, you have to work on yourself too. And sometimes I'm saying this like, oh, that's like a privilege because not everybody has the time, not everybody has the money or the resources. You know, there's things that you can work on yourself that do not need money, that need little bit of time, literally not much time, literally. You don't need to spend that much time on it. And there are things that, that you can do literally for free on your own time, you know? Take away some Netflix time. Take away some, drinking and partying all the time. I know everybody's like, oh no, but last year we couldn't do all these things. We want to have fun, we want to enjoy and stuff like that. Okay, great. You can do those things. But also you need to have a block or during that time per day, because everything doesn't matter. The past is the past. It's already passed. The future is not here yet. What it matters is you in this present moment. And what you do today is what matters. So anytime on the 24 hours, have some meditation time. Have some exercise and yoga time. Eat healthy. Find fruits. Find things that you can literally work on yourself. Work on your mind. Journal. Write down things that, especially when this heavy season, this Cancer season, write down things that you want to let go of that doesn't serve you. Negative things, and just let it go, right? There's so many things that when you know yourself, you act accordingly. You act consciously. You are aware. That's what I'm saying, is that you need to spend that time. It's priority. That time for yourself, for your self-care, for your, work on your self-worth. Because that's something that too is if we don't work on these things, we let the system and everything pull us down and oppress us and create more fear into our minds and just creates this stagnation and this thing where it benefits them that we are like this. That's another thing where I'm thinking man, during that time that I'm I can't do anything, or I feel all this, I know it's white supremacy. I know it. When I was talking to my therapist, she tells me the same thing. It's it's very hard to not only carry your generational traumas in the past, but also there's some of them my therapist was saying is you carry so much, even it's not even in this present moment, it's from my lineage. So any BIPOCs who are also dealing with traumatic experiences right now in this lifetime, remember that you have to understand that healing yourself is so important, especially you're doing this shadow work and internal therapy, literally working on yourself, because you also carry generational trauma from past lives and not even yours here. Your DNA carries this. Your energetic field carries this. And the only thing to get through it is through love, compassion. So you have to love yourself through all this. You have to build that compassion and balance. And all of that takes so much work, guys. It's not related to the external thing, which is why, this speedy thing, posting all the time and all this thing and doing all this thing, newsletters and everything has to, and that's another thing where I'm saying is you don't have that help yet. I'm building all these things by literally as I go, but that's something that my spirit guides and everything is letting me know you will get help eventually, but I have to heal myself first in order to build what I'm trying to build, right? And I want to build it with other people. I want to build better communication. So acknowledging and being aware that my own traumas of this present moment, of this lifetime, and then the previous lives, if I don't heal that, I'm gonna have a very hard time. There's blockages, there's preventing from moving forward, preventing from communicating properly, preventing from taking opportunities, and I know there's a lot of opportunities that I have now, but I have to be literally more conscious about this before I move any forward. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Now for the Cuba, what's happening in Cuba, listen to the Cubans' voices first, okay? Listen to what they have to say and how they have been living, because it's not an embargo. It's not. Let's be clear about that, okay? And that's another thing. I know that they're backlashing Black Lives Matter right now with that post, what happened. And I wanted to remind everyone that is a human being. A human being wrote that. But also, it's good to hold them accountable and stuff like that, but there's ways to talk. There's ways to express and project to people. And those people who are lashing out and all these things, check yourself first. Which is great that you're advocating for them and stuff like that, but there's a way how to talk to people and how to react also. Because you need to understand that those people who are in that account, Black Lives Matter, are human beings too. And they make mistakes. Especially this is all information that we are not really educated about. We're actually not even allowed to be educated. Like Cuba, literally, they are censoring these people. This is literally not the first time, but literally the major first time where they are like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. This is not good enough for us. And they're right. But we have to help them instead of, making things worse, right? Anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to say. Do your research, work on understanding what's going on with Cuba and Haiti as well. Haiti has been through so much, guys, because these people are like, no. But you see Haiti is literally an example of what happens when you say no to the status quo. When you are completely against the oppressive systemic oppression. That's what it looks like. And that's what we're saying, that they shouldn't be that way, if we all unite, because that's another thing, is that you're just letting our power, letting it go. Not understanding that our power together, united, especially when we are conscious and aware of all this fucking bullshit. Mark my words. When you unite and we all get together and say, fuck the system, there's nothing these people cannot do. That's what we're saying. United creates more powerful energy. And we don't have to be ratchet and shading and shit like that too. There's other ways. Actually, very, very powerful ways. There's also the ways where, you work on yourself. You manifest. You do affirmations. You work on things within yourself so you can shift it into the external world. Work on that. Because that's the source that they cannot get. The external, the system, or whatever. They cannot. So yes, work on the external, do what you have to do, help other people, amplify voices and stuff like that. But there's a deeper, more stronger work that is the one when you heal yourself and you work on your internal, and use your magic, because we all come from magic, then you're going to start seeing shift. Not right away, but you will see the difference. You will see things shifting and changing. So right now, what I'm saying is that sending some good prayers to Cubans right now. Send them strength and courage. I mean, they've been doing what we will never. They literally go outside, fight police with guns and stuff like that. And they have nothing to protect themselves. And they're still going at it. People are dying to fight for human rights. And don't say it doesn't affect me, that's just Cuba and Haiti. No, my friends. What affects anybody on this planet, the 7-something billions of humans that are on this planet, it affects us all. Just like climate change as well. Climate change affects all of us. It's not just what's happening in Germany, what's happening in all these countries. Things are just are falling apart. Oh, and then we have the billionaires having a campaign going to space. What else are they not telling us? Right? Could it be 7 years, 9 years that we're, you know, it could be less. But we're just like, oh, everything's great, YOLO, right? No, we have to hold these people accountable. Especially like, really, you're just gonna go to space, you let all this shit, fossil fuel, burn everything, fuck all our resources, and yeah, we're just gonna go into space. Good luck with that. And I hope somehow they just stay there. Seriously, don't let them come back. It's true. I think we're better off. And also that too, there has to be a way where hackers, we can hack that money and create equality. That's just my manifestation, putting it out there. Enough is enough, seriously. Enough. We're done with this fucking stupidity. Let's start working on our circular economy, doing that circular ourselves, working on our chakras, healing that frequency of love, creating more love frequency and joy and happiness and abundance and generational wealth. That's how we're gonna start doing it. And that's it. Let them go, man. Let the trash take itself out. And unfortunately, we will have to deal with the mess that they are gonna leave us with, right? Anyways, guys, have a beautiful day. I hope you're okay. I hope that everything goes well for you. I'm sending you love and healing. I know that these times are very hard to deal, and especially when now you're hearing that other people are getting COVID even after they have the vaccine, or complications. I know there's one complication that started when I took the first dose. It's my right leg. It's getting swelling up all the time, certain times. I never had that before. So that's something that I need to go check. You're gonna start seeing there's complications because this was too fast. This was too rushed. And also they have a dark agenda. And when people have evil, dark, toxic agendas, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that pay the consequences for that. And I'm just hoping that whatever I provide value for you, whatever I'm able to, guide you with, that it can help you discern, purge, and work on your body, because we all have that capability, by the way. Inner healing is a birthright. Literally, when you cut yourself, you know that a few days later you're fine. Like your body can. So that's a huge magical incentive. You can heal yourself. You don't need pharmaceuticals. You don't need medical. You don't need Advil, Tylenol. You don't need none of that shit. You need earth. You need water. You need your elements. You need your maybe rocks and crystals if you're into that stuff. But I'm telling you, crystals, learning how to manage and learn the energy of the crystals and let crystals help you. Like amethyst it's everything. Like she is awesome. But there's different kinds, there's different things. So that's something that I'm going to leave in one of my bookshops. My friend gave me this book. It's very good to learn about different rocks, what they do, how can they help you internally. Like literally knowing thyself is also be able to heal yourself and work on healing yourself. And that takes its own time and space. And remember, time isn't a freaking illusion that is used in this. So anytime, take your time, do what you have to do for yourself first, okay? Take care of yourself. And that too, when you take care of yourself, you're gonna start seeing ways how you take care of your planet. How can you help other communities? It's in our DNA, it comes with us. We are empathetic and compassionate human beings. Love is our birthright. And when we love ourselves, we give, we love others, we help others. But if we're not loving ourselves, we're hating other people, we're not working on ourselves, and we're unconscious and narcissistic, we're back here. We're back to zero. So that's what I'm saying. Let go. Build that abundance and love for yourself first so that you can be there for others, okay? I love you. I'll see you next video, next time. And that's it. I hope you take care of yourself. So be kind to you, to your planet, and to others, okay? Love you. See you next time.